To share their flavors in different counties, local food truck owners push for a bill to cut back on fees.
Yes, Sizzlin' Susie's food truck owner tells WIFR's Bria Walters about the positive impacts it can have if passed.
They can be really expensive.
Susan Hendren from Sizzlin' Susie's cleans the exterior of her truck, preparing for a bunch of upcoming events. Most are around Winnebago County. She sticks to that area because of the costs.
My first year I paid over $500 in permits just for Winnebago County.
Currently, food truck operators pay for licenses in the county or town they set up in, sometimes paying fees for both.
I would say maybe like $600 just to participate for that 6 months plus vendor fees, but that may be for like one event.
House Bill 1052, the Food Truck Freedom Act, could allow the vendors to stretch their limits and save some money.
We would be able to get one inspection that is leveled across all of the state of Illinois, and we'd be able to travel to different areas without having to pay for an additional permit.
Wisconsin already allows trucks to zip around several counties. Olive Branch owner Robert Christitas hopes for flexibility and consistency in Illinois.
We'd love to get out and about in the different counties and do stuff.
And Christitas says the savings can be invaluable.
We have the same fees as any brick and mortar does. Propane prices, food product prices, and all that.
The bill is specific to food trucks, but carts like Golden Fusion egg rolls could eventually benefit.
The reasons why I feel like we haven't gotten the food truck yet, because it's more expensive to have the enclosed food truck, but we are going to get one.
In the state line, Bria Walters, WIFR News.
The bill was first introduced by State Representative Dave Vella. Food truck operators encouraged the community to reach out to its legislators to have the bill passed next January.